Oh my goodness. I've already done this one once. See if I have any vitality left at all. It was really good too. So I'm reading to you from Namarupa magazine, the magazine for categories of Indian thought, and it's out of New York, and I'm reading to you from an article I wrote in this recent issue, and I'm reading now from the pilgrimage section of the article, visiting the third Shakti Peeth in West Bengal. Amazing place. Completely medieval. So here goes again. Bakreshwar is renowned both as a place of power for goddess worship and for the Shiva temple devoted to the crippled sage Ashtavakra. Sati's third eye fell here, or at least the place between her eyebrows. Adi Shakti is commemorated at this powerful Shakti Peeth in a temple dedicated to the form of Devi Durga as the buffalo demon slayer, the Mahishama Mardini Bhairavi. At the heart of Bakreshwar, the spiritual traditions of Shiva and Shakti merge, creating the perfect place for tantric practice. Bakreshwar is also known for its scenic beauty and as a legendary place of healing. The Papra River is said to be the remover of sins, and the sage Mahamuni Ashtavakra found enlightenment here after submerging himself in the water. People suffering from all kinds of ailments come here seeking physical respite in the therapeutic hot springs and divine grace through the temples. The name Bakreshwar is a compound of two words, Vakra, meaning curve or deformity, and Ishvar, meaning Lord. And, so here's an image, an illustration of the 8 curved Muni, Ashtavakra, 8 curves in his body. According to local legend, during the time of the Satya Yuga, 2 Munis, or sages, were invited to the marriage ceremony of Lakshmi and Narayan. When Rishi Lomas was received first, Rishi Subrita was ferocious with anger, so tormented that the emotion twisted his body into 8 curves. Hence the name of Ashtavakra. Disfigured and disillusioned, he decided to perform penance for his sin. Sages weren't supposed to succumb to destructive emotions like anger, and went to Varanasi to pray to Lord Shiva. He heard a voice telling him to travel to a place called Guptkashi. The crippled sage eventually landed in Bakreshwar, where he did tapasya and meditated upon Lord Shiva for 10,000 years. Profoundly moved by his dedication and penance, Shiva blessed Ashtavakra Muni at Bakreshwar. He not only cured his beloved devotee of physical deformity, but declared that those who visit Bakreshwar and venerate Ashtavakra will be graced with a surplus of boons. Bakreshwar was on my radar because my guru was here with his guru, the famous Yogi Raj, Dr. Ramnath Agori. It's a legendary place where siddhas and yogins extracted mercury from the geothermal waters for alchemical purposes. Pure medieval tantric yogi science. Crumbling lingam mandirs are scattered throughout an ancient graveyard. Banyan trees embrace the small hut-like structures made of concrete, their roots a witness to time. These tombs, or samadhis, mark the graves of saints, buried sitting upright in Padmasana or cross-legged lotus pose, spiritual adepts, tantrics, and mystics. Small pathways lead to numerous ashrams where yogis still live and down to the cremation grounds on the banks of the Papra River. Bakreshwar is an auspicious place to be cremated, so there's an ample supply of skulls and bones for Agori yogis. It still has a medieval feel, as if frozen in time. The dreadlocked sadhus could be Nat Siddhas, ancestors of Gorakhnath or Machendranath, medieval yogi scientists concerned with immortality and transcendence of the human condition. It's a perfect little yogi town in the middle of nowhere. We walk up the narrow street lined with wooden stalls selling puja supplies and kitsch souvenirs. The Bakreshwar temple comes into view with its distinctive shikara, the rising tower above the inner sanctum. An architectural style that is more Orисsan than typical Bengali. I ring the assortment of brass bells in the tunnel-like corridor leading to the main temples and hear them echoing in the silence as I sit on the steps of the Kund to dangle my feet in the mineral-rich water. Some people swim here. There are several hot springs: Agni Kund, Brahma Kund, Surya Kund, Sabagya Kund, Amrita Kund, Kir Kund, Jibat Kund, and Vairav Kund. I smell the sulfurous water and wonder about the alchemical practices of Agori yogis. Mercury. What does a yogi do with this mysterious substance? The Rasasiddhas, the alchemists of medieval India, had an expression: as in the metal, so in the body. But what does that mean? We know what happens to certain minerals when they come in contact with others and are heated. A transformation from solid to gaseous states can occur. Is this a metaphor for Tantra and the subtle energy body practices of Kashmiri Shaiva and Koala schools of yoga? Is it an ancient aphrodisiac or a tantric visualization to transform the elements in the chakras from earth to ether? Is it an elixir where human sexual fluids mix with divine mineral substances in the ultimate consummation of love? Perhaps there is evidence in the landscape. In his book, The Alchemical Body, David Gordon White talks about alchemical practices in India that are worshipped as Shiva and Shakti. Bakreshwar is one of these revered sites, a mineral manifestation of Shiva and Shakti. Her sulfurous waters contain mica and sulfur, emissions from the goddess. Mica is her seed, or sexual emission, and sulfur, her uterine, or menstrual blood. Mercury is the shining liquid, the volatile semen of the phallic god Shiva. The mercurial springs and sulfurous waters of Bakreshwar merge to heal devotees. Yogis swallowed mercury to become a second Shiva, or an immortal Siddha. Until such time when one eats Shiva's seed, that is mercury, where is his liberation? Where is the maintenance of his body? Mercury has to do with the path to ecstasy and the divine, and the transformation of mortal, aging man into a perfected, immortal being. Purified, I enter the Garbhagriha of the Vakranath temple that houses the lingams associated with Shiva and the sage Astavakra. The small room is tiled in white ceramic and has a marble floor. In the center is a yoni, vagina, symbol of creation, made of brass-like metal set more than a foot below the floor. Situated in the yoni is the sacred lingam of Ashtavakra, made from 8 symbolic metals: gold, silver, copper, zinc, lead, tin, iron, and mercury. The priest performs puja and makes offerings of marigold flowers and bay leaves, liblations of water and milk, as well as incense and candles which are lit and placed around the yoni. There is also a second secret lingam nestled inside the yoni toward the base of the Ashtavakra lingam. I touch a smooth, round stone that feels slippery in the darkness. Beside the Shiva temple and the goddess temple is a sacrificial altar in the shape of a wooden fork painted bright red, the color of Shakti, feminine power. The orange shikara of the Mahishma Mardini Mandir towers above. I push open the wooden doors with the hand-carved friezes of Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ganesha, and Kartik, and the threefold symbol of Gatam, meaning pot. Devi Durga is inside, an Ashtadhatu Murti, made from an alloy of 8 metals that have astrological significance. She has 10 arms, is accompanied by her lion Vahana, and is thrusting a spear through the heart of the demon Mahisha. Other than the spear, Durga is without her usual assortment of weapons. Holes in the 9 remaining fists allow devotees to add a personal touch to their puja by placing a miniature tin weapon available at the nearby shops in one of her hands as an offering. I give the priest a traditional offering of incense, flowers, sindoor, decorative bangles, and fruit for the goddess at this precious Shakti pith. He draws my attention to a circular hole on the marble pedestal beneath Durga. I place my hand inside the hole to touch the original form of the goddess, her bru modo, or the space between her eyebrows, symbolic of her mind. It feels cool and soothing and smooth. And sliding my fingers along the surface, I can make out the shape of a lunar crescent with rounded edges. I feel a shudder ripple through my spine as I touch her third eye, her